So tell us a little bit about what this bomb is and what it's really designed to do.
Well, it's a really big bomb. It's the biggest one we have. In fact, it's so big we can't drop it out of normal aircraft that we drop ordnance out of. It goes out of a C-130, especially equipped C-130, and it has to go out there and actually has a drogue chute that pulls it out, and then it drops down. 21,000 pounds. It is gigantic, and it literally wipes out a huge area, thousands of feet on either side or within the blast radius.
Let's talk about the blast radius. Why did they pick that particular place?
Well, the terrain, Ellen, it's very mountainous, very steep, and this is an air blast, and so they can have this thing go off a few thousand feet up. Tremendous concussive effect. So if you're in there, if you're dug in, whatever, the overpressure, the concussive effect will either kill you or it's going to make you basically inoperable. In other words, you can't do anything. The blood coming out your ears. I mean, it's the whole thing where it just overwhelms you. And if you're trying to clear minefields or something like that, it's the perfect weapon for it.
Quite the image there. And this is something that you have some personal experience with as well.
Well, not this one, the one before it, called the Daisy Cutter, the BLU-82. That was the biggest bomb we had prior to this. That was the one we dropped right after 9/11 up in Afghanistan, up at Tora Bora. It wasn't big enough. That's why we built this bomb. But yeah, I was just south of there, and I actually went into an air base right afterwards that had been hit. It was so big. We dropped 5 of those during Desert Storm. The Iraqis thought they got hit with a nuclear weapon, to give you a sense of just how big this bomb is.
Incredible. Should we be worried about an ISIS retaliation now?
I think we should always worry about ISIS retaliation. They may use this as a pretext. They'll try to do something. I don't know that it makes it any big difference when what they would do yesterday as opposed to today. They might try to push something forward, but they have limited operational capabilities, particularly here in North America. So they might say, go do something, and somebody does something, but it's not something where they can just turn on a switch or something and make it happen.
So we've heard a lot about the fight. This was in Afghanistan. We've heard a lot about the fight in Mosul, in Iraq, and in Syria against ISIS. What's your larger sense of where we're at right now in the fight against ISIS?
Well, they're losing so much terrain. If you look at Syria and particularly Iraq, they have lost most of the real estate they had. I mean, at one time they were pretty big, about as big as Great Britain in terms of the terrain they could close. But now they don't. They have a much smaller space. We're moving on Raqqa, which is their headquarters. They're getting kicked out of Mosul, so they're trying to export everywhere they can, and they're trying to encourage stuff. This is a faction that's over in eastern Afghanistan that popped up a while back, particularly vicious faction, and they're saying, go do stuff. Well, now we got this big operation to take them out. And I don't think it's a coincidence that we chose eastern Afghanistan right on the edge of Pakistan, which is one of their sanctuaries.
Wow.
Right.
All right. Well, scary stuff when you actually talk about the details of all this, but such an important story, and we appreciate your insight. Hal, thanks so much.
Alex, thanks.